Second down, 13. At the 45 of Baltimore. Brunell back in the pocket. Has a bit of time now being chased. Plants throws. He's looking downfield. He's got a receiver. And it is caught. Jimmy Smith at the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. He just Wayne starts for 45 yards. Barks out for signals. Drops to throw. Has time. Fires the slant. Jimmy's got it this time. 35, 30. Middle of the field. 20. He's going to the 20-yard line. He's going to score. 10, 5. Jimmy Smith. Touchdown. And the Jaguars are right back in this ball game. Barks out the signals. Pressure coming. Steps up. Steps. Turns. Throws. He's got Jimmy. First down. 20. There he goes. 10, 5. Touchdown. Win. Jacksonville. Done under pressure. Steps to avoid. Turns and throws. He's got him in. Caught Jimmy inside the 40-yard line to the 37 and down to the 36.
Congratulations to Jimmy Smith. That is now his 800th career reception, and what a play to get it on.
This team winning right now, it helps bring so much attention to our franchise, what we did back in the day, like we were talking about, these Hall of Fame conversations. But when we're winning, we see the conversations pick up. So we have noticed that. So obviously, I'm pulling for my team to get to this Super Bowl.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. Jaguars Today knows no bounds as we will come to you live from Jacksonville and Las Vegas this morning. Good morning, Tony Smith.
Good morning. Doing well.
Bulls football tonight?
Bulls football tonight, closing out the regular season. They'll be out in Lake City to take on Columbia tonight. Both teams wrapping up their regular seasons, both at 8-1 on the year. Columbia's only loss coming against St. Augustine in a district game. So they're going to finish second in the district, but one of the better teams in the area. So going head-to-head tonight, that ought to be fun.
Coach Denmark took the L last night.
Man, it was bad. We went to overtime. We fumbled. We just needed to score a touchdown and an extra point. Oh, that hurt. That hurt bad. I'm still hurting.
What does that do? It doesn't knock you out of anything.
No, it has no effect on us in the playoffs. But it was a pride game. It was a battle on the west side.
All right. Well, speaking of west side, as far as this show goes, Tom McManus is as west side as it gets right now. Live in Las Vegas on the western half of the United States. Good morning, Tommy Mack. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. How we doing? The sun is just about to come up here in Las Vegas.
Bro, what are you doing tweeting at like 5:30 a.m.?
Oh, listen, I get up early, right? So 2:30 here is 5:30 home. So I'm
True.
I get up at 2:30, and next thing I know, I'm like, God, I got to sleep for a little bit. Next thing I know, at 3:30, and I'm like, all right, screw it. I'm going to go down. And the casino's thumping, like no matter what time. And I get my cup of coffee, I walk around, and yeah, all good, man.
Did you walk around and place any wagers or what?
You know what, Dems? Last night, I'm glad you brought it up. So last night, I did a little alone time last night. I sat at the bar at this restaurant. I had a little steak, a little vino. Then I'm walking through the casino. I'm like, I'm gonna go get some money and play a little blackjack. So I got some money and I sat down, and it was just me. It was a $15 table. It was the only table that was open. But I like going one-on-one a lot. Anyway. So this guy sits down next to me. Next thing you know, this guy at a $15 table, he's betting hundreds, and he's winning. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is crazy. So he gets me inspired to bet more, and I'm down to my last 15, and then it starts building and building and building. Anyway, I walked away with $100.
All right.
And
100 profit?
I didn't. No.
Oh. $100 left.
But I felt really good about winning the 100, so I'm very happy today. And I got a $100 chip on my desk over there that I'm gonna work on growing today at some point.
Are you? What is the plan? Do we have a plan for that, or are we just?
Well, I'm gonna eventually hit the tables. I do enjoy it. It's fun. They bring you beers. You meet people. You talk. And I mean, I want to win, but if I don't win, it's not that big of a deal.
Do I need to send you my parlays so you can tail me and
I could
and get in on some action right there?
Well, they got the sports book, as you know.
That's what I'm saying, right?
This thing is just insane.
I saw your pictures.
Yeah, I know your Jaguars bets. It was win the division and win 9 games. Is that correct, Tommy?
Right. Correct. 8.5. I took the over.
The over.
Yes.
How confident are you feeling about those bets? Yeah.
Not at all. I'm not very confident at all, to be honest with you. We'll see what they do against the Raiders. That maybe can shake my confidence to the positive side. But, I don't know. Mike, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
With this team, what team are we going to get? What team are we going to get? Are we going to get that physical team that appeared the first 4 or 5 games, that really controlled the line of scrimmage? Or are we going to get the team that gets knocked around like they did against Seattle and the LA Rams? So I don't know. I mean, look, Raiders aren't very good. We see it in their record, but they have good players. There's some good players on that team.
There's some good players, and some of the best ones haven't played in recent weeks.
True.
Either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which impacts
Absolutely.
them as well. So you sound iffy. You sound iffy about the outcome, but why do I suspect when confidence picks rolls around, the Jags will be on the top line for you?
They're not.
Week? Oh, they're not.
I'll give away their surprise. No, I'm honest. I'm very serious here. I'm very concerned about this team and where we're going. And I know there's a lot of talking going on. I can't stand all the talking, but they got to talk. I know it's part of the deal, but let's just see it. And I don't want to hear self-inflicted anymore. I'm sick of hearing that. Just go out there and beat the team. Go out there and win the line of scrimmage. Go out there and show that. And for the record, how about our big name guys showing up? Josh Hines-Allen, let's go. Trev, let's go. Brian Thomas Jr. Like, you guys, man, you're supposed to be these superstars, and none of you are playing like one. So let's try to change that this week.
Absolutely agree. I mean, look, we talked about it quite a bit. Josh Hines-Allen has Trayvon on the other side, and when you have less than 100% Trayvon, it's not nearly as impactful. Tom, it doesn't open things up as much, but a lot of these guys like Max Crosby, Kuntz is an okay player, but I don't think he's as good as Trayvon Walker is. Yeah. And he finds a way to get to the quarterback and get him on the ground.
Yeah, their D-line is, and front seven, I should say, they got like 43 tackles for loss. They hit the QB. They've got their sacks at 15. We're only at 8 as a team. I mean, that's got to change. And look, we've seen it. Like, when they pressure the QB, we get turnovers. When they don't, we get beat. I mean, it's really simple as that. So, but their D line is legit. There's no doubt about it. They can, they're not great on third down. They should be playing a lot better as a team. I noticed where they got a lot of retreads, like Devin White. He's leading the team in tackles. I was like, man,
he's having a really good year.
I didn't even know he was with the Raiders until I checked it out earlier this week. I was like, wow, it's interesting. Jamal Adams now playing weak side backer for them. Jermaine Pratt, they grabbed from Cincinnati. Just interesting how they're trying to build this team. And of course, the latest is Tyler Lockett. Now, I don't know if he's playing. Have you guys heard, is he going to play this
No,
week,
they just claimed him off the waiver. Okay. To me, I almost felt like he was a hedge in case they traded Jacoby Myers before the deadline.
Something like that. Right? Like, maybe there's some connection with Tyler, and he played with Geno.
Well, he played with Geno and Pete Carroll under Pete Carroll. Sure. So they know him.
From that perspective, it makes sense. Tommy, you mentioned the guys that were supposed to be stars on this team need to start playing like stars. Look, I think that's highlighted even more. We've asked the question this week about who are the top 5 players to this point this season for the Jags. None of the guys that I think we considered the star players for the team going into the season made our top 5 list. Like, not one of those names. There was no Trevor Lawrence. There was no Brian Thomas Jr. There wasn't even – there was the consideration maybe for a guy like Travis Hunter. There was no real solid consideration for Josh Hines-Allen. Like, you get to the bottom of the 4 or 5, you start thinking about putting his name on there. I don't think we have any idea what this football team would look like if their stars play like stars. They just haven't to this point this season.
No, you hit it right on the head there, Tone. And it's time for them to step up and start playing. Forget the cryptic tweets. Just go out there and play some really good football that you're capable of doing. Look, and that's the job, right? That's why they're paid the money they're paid. There is no excuse for poor play. Now, I shouldn't say no excuse. Sometimes things outside in your life can affect what's going on the field. I get that. But at the same time, man, when you're paid the way they are, they're recognized as the highest paid at their position, some of them, you got to play like it. And there's no excuse for not to play like it. So, we're expecting these guys to really step up their game. Look, Eric Armstead, we have on every Friday. I like the guy. He's leading the team in sacks, but there's sometimes he's not effective. He doesn't do anything. I don't know what they're doing. I know the Liam Cohen mentioned the inside tackles. I agree. Where's Mason Smith? Now, he's not supposed to be a star, but he was a star in the making after last year, right?
We hoped he would be.
We know what happened in the preseason and all that, but, man, I hope he can start turning it up. And I will say Devon Hamilton's played pretty well for me. The way when I watch him on tape, he stands out a little bit, not in the sack department, but, taking on double teams, making some plays in the run game. I think he's been a nice, productive player. But the other guys gotta come on, man. This is it. This is what your job, and you got to turn it up. So this is a good team to turn it up against, right? Again, any team in the NFL is capable of beating you for the most part, right? If you don't play your game, if you make mistakes, if your energy stinks and they just out hit you, that kind of thing. The Raiders could beat this team, no doubt about it. They could beat our Jaguars if we don't come to play on Sunday. And after the last two outings, that wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. So hopefully they can turn it around. Look, there's a lot of football left to be played, as we all know. And you can turn things around and get some momentum, but beat this Raider team. So then next week, it's not a must-win. You're still going to have to beat Houston. But how about we go back-to-back with wins after back-to-back with losses, and then we're facing the Chargers, at what would that be, 6-3.
Yeah.
Now you're talking. Now my confidence goes pretty dang high. But if we don't get there, I don't even want to think about it, guys, because I won't be happy.
All right,
And,
Tommy, hold those thoughts. We got to get a break in here, and
Sure.
we'll come back to you live out there in Vegas. Tom McManus out there with the Helmets and Heels crew at the Circa Resort and Casino for Jags Raiders coming up this weekend. We'll tell you everything that's going on with Tommy out there, in case maybe some of you are heading out to Vegas yourself this weekend to take in the Jacksonville Jaguars coming out of the bye, looking for their 5th win on the season. Today, it's Keys to Victory Friday, so you can hop on board and give us those in a variety of ways. You can give us a call at 641-1010. On the Checkmate Coatings phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can stream us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, or you can get us on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
And happy Halloween to all those out there who celebrate, particularly Mike Duraco, who's still my favorite Halloween costume we've seen in a while. You see that one yesterday, Tom? I tweeted
I did.
D-Rock coming in as Winnie the Pooh. He was fantastic.
That was cool.
We appreciate D-Rock for doing that.
Supposedly it's going to be wild around here with Halloween. A couple of the managers are like, just wait till you see Fremont Street tomorrow night.
Don't doubt it.
Really? They're like, yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I could only imagine. All right. Well,
crazy.
we'll get into your itinerary for the weekend coming up as well. We'll get Tom's tale of the tape today. We've got confidence picks heading into week number 9. So let's talk Jaguars and how they can get that 5th win of the season. You know the ways to do it with us here with Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, and Tom McManus. I'm Mike Dempsey. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
I'd
70s
Winnie the
honey.
Pooh the hell out of that thing.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. A super defense is like a superior fence. They both protect what you value.
Pass rush, linebacker secondary.
After the game, Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
October is one of the best sporting months of the year, and no better way to enjoy it than getting in on the action. Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet. If you want to see what everyone else is betting on, like top picks or parlays across any sport, you need to check out the Hard Rock Bet Discover page, and you can see trending picks and parlays at any time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Download the Hard Rock Bet app now. It's got everything. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Sometimes you agree with them, sometimes you don't.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Crisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Leonard Skinnard is coming home, and they're bringing the Stars and Stripes. Celebrate Southern rock and American pride with Leonard Skinnard Rocks the Red, White, and Blue. It's a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of our armed forces.
Singing songs about the Southland.
Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Tickets on sale now, only at Ticketmaster. Daly'sPlace.com for details. Be there when Skinnard rocks, for those who serve.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you, on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides, and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out, Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
Hume Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is JJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Hume Flowers, they'll do it all.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farrah doesn't flinch. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, Jags in Vegas to take on the Raiders this weekend, coming off a loss in London to the LA Rams. Seems like a while ago now, prior to their bye week. And Travis Hunter had his breakout game against Los Angeles there. Here was Grant Yudinsky yesterday, guys, the Jags offensive coordinator, on that breakout performance from Travis Hunter.
The great part about it was you see, first and foremost, the effort and the resiliency. We're down, things aren't going well for the team, and he's in there still playing as hard as he can, doing his job, competing, attacking the ball, attacking the run game, attacking the pass game. So that's first and foremost what stands out for you, and we appreciate that, and that's really who we want to be as an offense from that identity standpoint of the way we play the game. Then you see his ability to make plays, make things happen after the catch, has a great understanding of space and defense and where guys are around him, can make guys miss, can find lanes to run, can find lanes to get open in the pass game. And then his ability to make plays on the ball. When you throw the ball and put the ball in the air, you feel great about his ability to track it, go up and get the ball, and then make something happen.
All right, so 14 targets in that game, Tommy, compared to 7 for Brian Thomas. Parker Washington had 10, second on the team in that game. And in the feeling, the growing sentiment is that Travis Hunter is kind of sliding up to the top of the depth chart there. Then yesterday he comes down with a knee issue and he's limited in practice. How much does this uncertainty over his health now hang over this football game?
Yeah, big time. I mean, look, he's shown that he's a legit player, a legit playmaker on both sides of the ball. When that came out last night, we were all like, "Oh no, what is that? That's not good on a Thursday to get dinged up. Hopefully, it's not too serious, but it does. It's a big concern. And then it's, hey, Brian Thomas Jr., let's go, buddy, let's go. I mean, this isn't. You got 10 games to go, so let's turn it up and make sure you're catching the rock and getting off the line of scrimmage quick and getting into your route and all that. And the other guys are going to have to step up. I mean, De'Ami Brown, is he going to be playing? I hope so, because I want to see him more involved. They had him and Trevor had something going on. It felt like in camp. A little bit maybe early, but it hasn't been that way in a while. I know there's been injuries, but yeah, these other guys are going to really have to step up. I want to see more ETN touches, fellas. I'm not saying just slam the ball down their their necks or whatnot, but I want to see him get more touches, and whether that's in the screen game or the off tackle runs or the trap game, I want to see that because I think he can help us a ton. But yeah, if Travis Hunter can't go, man, that's look, he's stepping up, and it's like the hot hand. Like, who are you gonna go with?
Yeah, I think for the first time this season, he's showing up on an injury report, and what he did, now you're having the thought just how important he is to everything they want to do, right? Because he is playing both ways. It feels like he is potentially emerging as the team's top wide receiver right now, at least, Tommy, right? Like with the way that Brian Thomas Jr. is playing, there are a lot, including me, who think he is their best corner right now on the football team. So the idea of him being limited in either capacity before the game even starts, it has to weigh on even the decision-making you're making from a team perspective going into the game. If he's limited, what does that mean? For the way that he's going to be used on either or both sides of the ball on Sunday against the Raiders, given how much it appears they need to be able to rely on Travis Hunter and his playmaking ability, especially on the offensive side of the ball right now.
Yeah, no, the very legit tone, and again, you're going to have to be concerned because you're concerned about Brian Thomas Jr. Now, can Brian Thomas Jr. step up and be the number one, the X receiver that we've been waiting for him to be? But Travis Hunter's showing that he's a dangerous weapon. The more opportunities he gets with the ball in his hand, the more dangerous he becomes. I think he gets more comfortable. I think he sees the field great. He gets very confident in the way he runs with the football after the catch. So yeah, you're going to have to factor all that in. And again, let's get back to some nastiness on the O-line. Let's move this ball down the field with some good run calls, some screen action, some throws, of course, and get them off balance. But I think our play caller, Liam Cohen's got to be on point, coming up against the Raiders and moving forward. And look, when one guy's down who's got that much capability of making plays, you got to absolutely figure it out, and that's with play calling, and it's also with who you're going to get the ball to.
And let's be clear, we don't know anything about what Travis Hunter's status is actually going to be on Sunday. Plenty of guys are limited during the week for whatever reason. If you miss one rep, you can be you're limited, right? You didn't have full participation in practice, so it could be anything. Liam Cohen speaks coming up here in the next 10 minutes, I believe. He's got a little presser, so I'm sure he'll be asked about that, and we'll pass that along. But, Tom, it's not just Travis Hunter. It's Brian Thomas Jr., who's limited as well. You mentioned De'Ami Brown. He got a full practice in yesterday, so it looks like he's heading in the right direction. But coming out of the bye week, Tom, how much can you change for a football team when these guys are guaranteed 4 days off in a row? It's not like you've got just a full extra week to dig in on your issues. The coaching staff has some extra time, but the players are getting away from it. So how much change and improvement can we realistically expect after one bye week?
Well, it's really up to the players, right? I mean, it is. It's are they going to be the ones that make the changes to make sure that they're ready to compete at the highest level and be a superstar or be a grunt or whatever your job is on that football field? So, look, I'm looking for the players to really, step up and do their jobs. I know that's cliche. I know that's old school and whatnot, but that is the job. And to me, these players have got to go back to the early part of the season when they were physical, when they were flying to the football, when they were wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks, and winning the blitzes. I haven't seen many blitzes won lately from our secondary or backers that are coming. I do think we missed Devin Lloyd. I hope he can play. What's his status? I haven't been able to see that. But
he's been limited. Let me see.
He's been limited too.
yesterday's injury report. Yeah, limited each of the first 2 days this week.
Okay,
So.
man, I hope he can figure it out and get healthy quick. But yeah, no, I think look, it comes down to that mindset. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing during the week? Right? Are you studying? Are you conditioning? Are you working on your body? Are you working on your mechanics? It is a time to reset and refresh. Your technique, your mechanics, if you will. Reading the play as a linebacker, whatever it may be. Watching film. You definitely want to get away from it. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, you got a job to do. It ain't vacation week. It is to a certain degree, but at the same time, man. It's vacation week when you're winning. Then everyone's like, yeah, take the week off. Have a great time. We'll see you next week. But when you come off back to back like that, the way they got beat up front, you're sitting there going, man, I don't think anybody should take any time off, to be honest with you. They should be right back at it. But to me, it's up to the players. The coaches can say all they want, and I appreciate that, the accountability. I know everyone's like so happy that Liam, said, hey, it's on me. That's great. That's what head coaches should do. But at the end of the day, it's on the players. The players got to decide what team they want. They got to decide what kind of year they're going to have. And to me, if you're not foaming at the mouth on Sunday, come kickoff to take on the Raiders to prove to the world that you are, in fact, a legitimate contender for the playoffs, and there's something wrong with you, then you don't really love football. I'll just use that quote from the regime, because if you love football, you're dying to get back out there. You cannot wait to rectify the situation. You can't wait to rectify your play, to say, okay, I did play bad. I haven't played well. But guess what? Moving forward, I'm going to have an awesome season. I'm not going to miss any kicks. I'm going to get my sacks. I'm going to make more throws. I'm going to make more catches. I'm going to just bring it all together and get down the road and see if we can be a true contender. But that's what I got to see on Sunday, guys. I mean, that to me is like, that's everything. Like, if you're not coming out there ready to just rumble and kick some butt, kick some tail, and get after it, man, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you as a football player.
Yeah.
And I would not want that on my team.
And I think, Tommy, the team ought to have that energy too, because they were 4-1, right? So they know what it felt like when they were winning this year. Like, they know what that felt like. They know what it's felt like the last couple weeks. So hopefully you got a group of guys in that room that it does make them hungry, right? Because they had the feel of some success during this season. And I do think there's some hope for, you mentioned ETN and wanting to get him more a part of the focus of what they're going to be doing with the run game getting going this week. And at least Coach Cohen has been willing to say this week when he's been in front of the media that he needs to call more runs, right? Like, I think he recognizes that they're better when they're more balanced when it comes to that kind of – they have not been balanced at all in the Seattle or the Rams game. So it does feel like there is at least some level of emphasis on getting some of the run-pass balance back into the offense. Again, you can talk about it. You got to be about it, Tommy, and we'll see if they are against the Raiders.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's look, you can't run the screen game they want to run it without an effective running game. And you're not going to fool anybody, even if they're in zone. Because if they don't bite on the play action, because they're not worried about your run game, you know what I mean? Then it's not going to be as effective. So that's a big part of Liam Cohen's offense. But at the end of the day, you're right. Look, look, make the block, make the tackle, hit the hole, make the cut, break a tackle. Use a stiff arm, get to the house. Like you were doing earlier in the year. So I do think that ETN, and I'm not taking away anything away from Tootin. I want to see him a little bit more running that football. But I think we got to see more successful runs in order for this offense to really start clicking and really take that next step to being an offense. I mean, right now, nobody's afraid of the offense. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, whatever. We'll load the box. We don't think Trevor can beat us. We're worried about Travis because he's a total superstar. We're not worried about, Strange is out, so we're not worried about their tight ends for the most part. Their O-line hasn't played well the last 2 weeks at all. They've been terrible, actually, in protecting the quarterback and keeping him clean. So, I'd feel pretty good if I'm the Raiders. Although I do think we win. I'm not saying that we don't win. I do think we win this football game, but it's go time, man. It's time to show this, show yourselves, get that winning momentum tone like you're talking about. Like, now you've been losing a couple weeks. You don't like that feeling, right? So here's the time to change it, and then you win, and then you get the momentum of like, okay, see what we did? See how we put it together and found a way to win? Let's try to duplicate that week after week.
All right, we'll come back and we'll look at how confident the Jags should be on offense compared to the Raiders' offense. At least Tom's tail of the tape. We'll begin with that on the other side, and we'll go through the defense as well as we make our way throughout the hour. Tom McManus is live at the Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. The rest of the crew back here in Jacksonville. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Joe C. here, and boy, oh boy, I've got a great deal for you traveling home team fans. If you plan on going to the Titans game up in the Ville, you can stay where I'll be staying in the heart of Nashville, at the Omni Nashville, super close to Broadway Street, as well as Nissan Stadium. They've got a killer rate for 1010 listeners. Just go to our website, 1010XL.com, and click the Omni link. Come hang with me, Joe C. in Nashville the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's the holidays, so let's celebrate with a big game in Nashville and stay at the Omni Nashville.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville trusts. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything. Oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda and Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page at Cycles of Jacksonville.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheap or discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
This football season, make Hurricane Grill and Wings your game day getaway. Sip on handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita or enjoy an ice-cold Bud Light. Game day drink specials are here all season. Find a location near you at hurricanewings.com.
Cool air and clean air. Getting out from under that Florida sun and cooling off inside is where Florida Home AC shines. Think about it. You spend a lot of time indoors, and air quality is crucial to your health and comfort. Pollutants like dust, pollen, germs, and allergens can build up, affecting your well-being. Florida Home is dedicated to enhancing your indoor experience with superior air quality solutions like whole home air purification systems. Find out by logging on to FloridaHomeAC.com or call 877-4300.
What are the only 2 states that do not observe daylight saving time? The answer next.
Having the right homeowner's policy protection means you're staying on top of your most valuable possession, your home. For information on finding an agent, go to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The only 2 states that currently do not observe daylight saving time are Arizona and Hawaii.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit morganconleyroofing.org.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, Tommy Mack live at the Circa Resort and Casino in Vegas. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark back here at World Headquarters for 1010 XL. Tommy, before we get into today's tale of the tape, or this week's tale of the tape, just give folks kind of the rationale. Why are the Helmets and Heels crew out there in Vegas this week?
Yeah, we're out there for the second time this year. Of course, they had a very successful time last year when the Jags came to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. A lot of fans stayed here at the Circa Resort and Casino. Today, we're going to be live from Stadium Swim. You've seen the pictures. I mean, this pool is, it's multiple pools. And then they've got this big screen that's like a football field long. It's gigantic, and it is rocking out there throughout the day. So we'll be doing the Helmets and Heels show from 11 to 1 Pacific time, of course, 2 to 4 Eastern time from the cabana at the pool deck. And then 6 o'clock tonight, we have a huddle up at the overhang bar, which overlooks the sports book, which I put on video earlier. So we're going to get together for a little happy hour. And then, man, the Jag fans want to party and rock and roll. I may be up for that. So we'll see how that goes.
What do you mean you may be up for that? What are you talking about? You're in Vegas. What do you have to do?
Too well.
What after Helmets and Heels goes off the air today? What are your actual responsibilities for the rest of the week?
Zero, and
that's what I'm saying.
I got here. Yeah, I know.
Thank you. I don't blame you. I'm jealous. I mean, that's great. You know.
Well, just so it's not that. It's not that. It's great. Don't get me wrong. But listen, I was in bed like 9 o'clock last night. Okay, it's not like I'm going out all night. Now the younger kids of the Helmets and Heels, they can do it. They're like, why don't you like going on? I'm like, because I'm 55 and I've already done that stuff.
Well, you're also getting up at 2:30, Tommy. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. That's all right. Listen, I start early, I end early. You know what I did yesterday? I went down on Fremont Street, and I'm walking down. This street's unbelievable. It's got all this just craziness going on, bars, restaurants, street performers, which were so cool. And I ended up listening to this woman singing a ton of Motown, R&B, and just on her microphone with her stuff in front of this, I don't know, it's like Fremont Street's like a massive courtyard, right? So I sat at an Irish pub outside, I'm drinking Guinness, and I'm just like, this is great. This is all I need. You know what I mean? This is all I need. And then I lasted there for a little bit. The Helmets and Heels joined me, and then we came back to the hotel and went our separate ways after that. But yeah, I'm a simple guy these days, Mike. You know what I mean? I don't need to be hitting the what do they say? Burning the candle at both ends like I used to do when I was playing with the Jags. Yeah, I don't do that anymore.
This is not a Pete's Bar situation going on with Tom McManus. All right, let's get, because we'll run out of time if we don't get to it. Let's at least start on the offensive side. We like to do your tail of the tape, matching them up. This week we'll start with Trevor Lawrence and Geno Smith, what they bring to the table. Tom, who gets the edge in this head-to-head comparison?
Well, look, I think as far as they're playing, head-to-head so far this year, I give the nod to Trevor. His stats are a little bit better overall as far as the touchdowns and interceptions. They've both been sacked about the same amount of times. Trev 20 and Geno 19. Geno's his completion percentage is higher by quite a bit, but you factor in the drops, whatever, we can throw that in there. But I'm gonna go with Trev on this one. I think he's the better quarterback. But here's the deal: if you don't get to Geno, he's gonna rip you apart. He's very capable of making all the throws. I'm worried about Brock Bowers. How we're going to handle the tight end. I don't think Wingard can handle him one-on-one. I think they're going to have to figure something out there. But if he has time to throw, like these quarterbacks have had time to throw the past 2 games, he can put up a bunch of yards on you. Now, I don't know if that means touchdowns, but he can hurt you. But at the end of the day, if I got to line these two up side by side, I'm picking Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, the completion percentage is good, but, the interceptions are really what stand out to me. Double Trevor's 5 for Geno, and Trevor's got a couple more touchdown passes as well. And, you could talk about the weapons, and they've been hurt and what have you, but it is what it is, what you produce. Yeah. So, all right, check mark going to the Jags on that one. Running back room. This is not just Travis Etienne versus Ashton Genty, but, Raheem Mostert, Zamir White, and however far down you want to go there with Vegas compared to the guys that we have here. Which room has performed better to this point?
Oh, that's a good one. I thought this was a good one-on-one. And look, it's interesting with ETN because he hasn't been as effective the last two games. I think partly as they haven't given the touches, but he's still ranked like 8th in the league for yards per game and really ranked high at yards per carry at a 5.3. Ashton Genty had a really good game against the Bears. He's had some good games. He's got 3 touchdowns. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns, so you got to give the young guy credit. He's about 64 yards a game, which is underneath ETN. So if I got to go one-on-one with them, I'm going to take ETN. And then as far as Mostert, who we all know, look, he can be dangerous. It looks like he's returning a lot more than being a part of the offense, although they're including him in the offense. But he's a guy that's got a ton of speed. He finds a crack. He can hurt. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. You mentioned Zamir White, who's, when given the opportunity, can be somewhat productive. But I'm going to – it's kind of a push here. It's kind of a push, but I'm going to give the Jags, I'm going to give them the nod, a slight edge, just because I think head-to-head with ETN and Genty, I would take ETN.
I think a lot of people, if they were just saying, hey, who would I want for the rest of the season, might take Genty with the younger, fresher legs, Tony, and all that. Maybe. But I think you look at, 5.3 yards per carry, and I get it. It's impacted by the offensive line and game situations, and the Raiders have played from behind a lot. The Jags actually have played from ahead a lot this year, but 4 yards a carry for Genty, and it's the running game as a whole hasn't been great for Vegas. I don't know that Genty's been bad particularly. I don't know if he's had a whole lot to work with.
Yeah, I think the whole group for Jacksonville has more juice, right? And we're talking about a group comparison here. The 1v1 comparison, I do think a lot of people would take Genty over ETN. But
at least projecting for the rest of the year.
Right, but when you look at the room, the Jags are getting quite a bit out of LaQuinn Allen with what he's asked to do on third down, picking up, the blitz, that kind of thing. And Tootin's been effective when he's had the ball in his hands. I don't think the backups for the Raiders have been, to this point this year. So if I'm looking at the rooms against one another, I'd give the edge to Jacksonville.
All right, Tommy, we got to, so we don't get behind. Let's pause here. We'll come back. We'll pick up with the pass catchers and the O-line and get into some of these defensive comparisons as well as the Jags go head-to-head with the Raiders this weekend. You're welcome to be a part of the program at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. It is a Keys to Victory Friday, so in whatever way you want to give feedback to the show, give us your 3 keys for the Jags to walk away with their 5th win of the season. We'll get to ours a little bit later on in the program, along with our confidence picks and a lot more with Tom McManus live in Vegas. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. When the Dogs and Gators cross the bridge, the world's largest cocktail party becomes a fight on the First Coast.
There's something special about the game being in Jacksonville. The stadium split right down the middle.
Will the Gators bring the swamp to the 904? Or will the Dogs hedge another victory? It's the Chump of the Swamp and the Bark of the Dogs. Florida and Georgia, Saturday at 3:30 on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference, but what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
I'm Hammer and Hayes Carline, and I've been known to drop an opinion like a 2-ton hammer. Weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes on 1010XL. Driven by Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? Do you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821. CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi folks, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, reserve.
Performance Painting.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coatings, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, Tom back live at Circa in Las Vegas here with us, going through his tale of the tape, Jags versus the Raiders. And you may say, oh, Tom always gives a check mark to the Jags. Not so. Against the Rams, it was 6-2 in favor of L.A. with a push at running back is what you had. So
yeah, the score showed it too, didn't it?
They did, right? I mean, that was by far your most lopsided tale of the tape of the year in favor of the Jags' opponent, and it came to pass. So, Tommy, pass catchers collectively were wide receivers and tight ends all lumped in together here. The Raiders get Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers back this week with full practices. We know what the Jags have, including being shorthanded at tight end without Brenton Strange. How do you see these two sides matching up in this department?
Yeah, they're listen. They get their weapons back. Brock Bowers, one of the best tight ends in the game. No touchdowns prior to getting hurt. Played in 4 games, but you know the.
All right, Tom. Let me jump in. We just got some breaking news. Travis Hunter has been placed on injured reserve by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
To return or not?
Dylan,
return?
What do you know? Dylan's just
Liam Cohen just went to the podium. Everybody on Twitter saying Travis Hunter to the IR per Liam Cohen.
And no
injured in practice on Thursday.
No designated to return or nothing. There's no further info on
That's
that.
all. I got John Shipley, Travis Hunter to IR per Liam Cohen. Jamal St. Cyr saying the same thing. Demetrius Harvey saying the same thing. It was non-contact knee injury.
Yep, that's how it happens. Man, I hope he's okay. I hope it's like a
I mean, I hope
MCL
we
and
all
not an
hope
ACL.
he's
you know what I mean?
okay, but I mean, this is about the literal worst news that the Jaguars could get at this point in time. I mean,
no doubt.
The player that, no matter what this season's going to hold record-wise, is the guy that everybody's the most excited about, Tom. And, I mean, this is just devastating. You know, how big a part of the game plan he was going to be potentially moving forward, we can't know. But you would suspect, based on the 14 targets he got last time out, it was going to be very heavy. And now we're going to get all the people weighing in. Well, you know, this is why you can't have a guy go two ways in the National Football League. As if that had anything to do with it at this point in time. I mean, he's probably played less snaps than some guys who are playing just on one side of the ball at this point in time.
You know, listen, injuries suck. We all know that, especially in practice. I mean, especially non-contact. You're like, oh my gosh, and you know, that's just devastating. And now the coaches, they gotta now they're in panic. Now they're like, oh, let's go back to the drawing board and redo this thing because we got to figure out how we're gonna move that ball down the field without Travis Hunter. And I tell you who I'm looking at. I'm looking at two guys, 16 and 7. They better get their you-know-what together. This is the time to step up and show what you're made of.
Well, can you just do that? Can you flip the switch and make that happen? You know?
I say yes. I say yes. If the players really want to, then I say yes.
Man.
My opinion.
I mean, just what a gut punch.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know how, like, as we talked about in the first segment this morning, Tommy, with him just showing up on the injury report, right? Yeah. The question's coming to your head of, all right, if he was going to have to miss any time with him popping up yesterday on the injury report, how do they replace him? Right? Like on either side of the ball with what he gives to them, how do they replace him? I don't see any clear answer for that. I think it does have to be Brian Thomas Jr. and Trevor Lawrence obviously playing better than they have been, but Hunter it did feel like his role was evolving on the defensive side of the ball too. Like this guy being out for any period of time, and it's going to be at least a month. And I don't know what the prognosis is beyond that.
Nobody knows.
Right, for Hunter, at this moment. But that's at least a month that we're not going to have. I don't know how they fix that in the lineup.
Tom, hang on. Here's Liam Cohen making the announcement a moment ago.
Morning, guys. Just a quick update. Travis Hunter was injured during practice on Thursday. He will be placed on IR here shortly. We'll miss at least 4 games. We're currently assessing the injury just to determine the best course of action moving forward for Travis and for the team.
All right, well, now, this is pure speculation, okay? But when you say assessing the best course of action, like if it was just something that they thought is going to keep him out for 4 weeks and it can heal on its own, the course of action is to let him rest, right? This sounds like you're deciding between do we rest? Do we have a procedure? I don't know.
Push it to surgery.
I don't know what the injury. All we know is he hurt his knee. So I'm just trying to read into what Liam Cohen's saying there.
Okay, this is pure speculation, right? Because no injury's the same. When I tore my ACL, it was non-contact. I was covering all Scott in a practice. I just cut and it popped. So I hurt my meniscus and I hurt my ACL. I'm not saying Travis did. But hopefully it's more of the MCL where you don't have to have surgery. I mean, if it's meniscus, it's more painful than anything. You got to clean it up, obviously, take out whatever. If there's a chunk missing, you got to smooth it out, whatever the thing, I don't know. But hopefully it's not the worst one where he would be done for the year because that would be absolutely devastating. If he's gone for 4 weeks, that's obviously going to hurt. But let's pray that it's in hope that it's not going to be, the ACL or something like that, because then we probably won't see him.
Let's not kid ourselves. To repeat, we do not know the nature of the injury, other than it's a knee injury that's going to keep Travis Hunter out for a minimum of 4 weeks. That's all we actually know. That's the facts of the matter right now. But this is still a team that needs to go out there and beat the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's right.
That you still have plenty to go out there, and it can't be your two-way rookie being the only difference that you had between these two clubs. But man, what a blow! So hopefully Parker Washington and De'Ami Brown and these other guys can step up, and Brian Thomas can be that guy, like you said, who they thought initially they would run the passing game through. And that may have been shifting, but it's going to have to take a quick shift back in the other direction now.
Yeah, no doubt. And as far as my pick, now I got to go Raiders.
I mean, right? How can you not, right? I mean,
how can you not? Yeah, so that's gonna be tough.
At this point, I don't, like it's such a take the wind out of your sails, man.
Well, I agree, but that's why it's a team. Like, I know it's going to hurt, but these guys got to step up. I'm telling you, Brian Thomas, look in the mirror till Sunday, man. Just look in the mirror and tell yourself what kind of player you're going to be. Hit that spark that you hit last year around this time, and let's get going, man. They need you. Your team, if there's one guy on this team that they absolutely need to step up his game, especially now, is number 7. And he better do it.
No doubt. But to be fair to Brian Thomas, he's listed on the injury report with a shoulder as well, Tony. He's been limited the last couple of days, and we can't sit here and go, oh, well, his is not as important. Yeah. I mean, we didn't know what Hunter's was, and the next day he's going on IR. So we don't know the extent of what Brian Thomas is dealing with here. But, yeah, I mean, I agree with your sentiment. I'd love to see him be that guy that can realize what we all hoped for this year, that he could just build on what he did as a rookie.
Yeah, I think we all kind of had a sense, Tommy, that the game against the Raiders here this week is kind of the season in flux, right, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's are you good enough to be a playoff team or not, right? And if you are, then you beat the Raiders. And now
that's right, Tony.
You add the complication of what Brian Thomas Jr. is dealing with his shoulder. You have at least a month that we know without Hunter. Right, so now all these big picture questions pop right into your head as we're all trying to get ready for a game against the Raiders at the same time. Like, I don't know what the effect of this is going to be even in the locker room, right? Like, we won't know that till we see them play on Sunday. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't have some effect on just the way that they look coming out this week with Hunter not being available to them at all. And they know it's not going to be available for them. Man, it's hard to even know what the proper way to react to any of this is. It feels pretty devastating for the 2025 Jaguars to me.
Yeah, but listen, I'm going to go back to that team game, right? And you said it best, Tony. You beat the Raiders to show that you're a contender, potential playoff contender. So, look, I hate it too, but other guys got to step up. Diami, Parker, the tight ends that are playing, like, let's go, man. And look, your franchise quarterback in times like these has to step up and carry your team.
We'll
see that too.
Yeah.
Right. Now, maybe he delivers the ball, and it'd be great if they catch it as well. And that would be part of it.
That would help.
God, just what a blow. All right. So we just learned in the last 10 minutes, Travis Hunter going on injured reserve, going to miss at least 4 weeks. We'll shelve the tail of the tape for a minute here and get back to it coming up on the other side. But and that's all we know. We played what we know from Liam Cohen. They said they're trying to decide what the best action is moving forward here and how
Please let it be 4 weeks.
Right. I mean, 4 weeks. Look, this is a winnable stretch of games on your schedule. And granted, Travis Hunter's a big part of what you want to do. But if you want to be that team that goes out there and contends in the AFC South, these are still very winnable games in the next month plus that you've got coming up, including this Sunday versus Las Vegas. But they will be without Travis Hunter now for a minimum of 4 weeks, going on injured reserve, as announced just a few minutes ago by head coach Liam Cohen. Hour 2 of Jaguars Today, straight ahead. Tom McManus live in Vegas. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Offense puts people in seats. Points put teams in the playoffs. Who will be this week's Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL? Nailed down by Universal Roof and Contracting.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
My dad, Randy Marion, has been in business for 35 years.
35 years of taking great care of your customers.
And our community. It has also been 35 years that my dad has been the king of price.
Yep.
So now's the time to fall into savings and drive in style in a brand new Cadillac.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They're all in stock and ready to drive today.
Come see us today at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
And don't forget,
tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Plus tax type title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights, no way. Kuhn Flowers will take care of it for you this fall when you schedule their holiday home decorating team. High Flying Jacko here. Now's a good time to call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Fall is here. The air is crisp, football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Frank Frangie checking in. I had topdressing.com do my lawn free vacation. Man, it's been an upgrade. The green, lush wonder I've chased forever. Really good upgrade. Florida's fall weather is ideal for topdressing.com's proprietary process. It'll be more sustainable for our short cold period and the first to bounce back in the spring. It's so easy. The truck comes, punches the lawn, mixes laid, one day done, no trace. Free quote. Call 888-850-1850. You're going to love it. Lock in fall perks now with topdressing.com.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. Head coach Liam Cohen states that Jaguars are placing wide receiver and cornerback Travis Hunter on injured reserve because of a knee injury suffered in practice on Thursday. Hunter is out at least the next 4 games for the ball club. Right now, 58 degrees at 11:03. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. He's number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, got more Tom's Tale of the Tape, our confidence picks coming up, but the big news of the day and a massive blow to the Jacksonville Jaguars and their fan base. Travis Hunter going on injured reserve with a knee injury suffered in practice yesterday. That is the limit of what we've been told on that. So that means he'll miss a minimum of 4 games. Could it be season ending? Possibly. We don't know. We do not know. Could he be back in 5 weeks? Yes. Right now, it's just wait and see, but it's a good time to weigh in with today's 10-10 take.
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brightened up by First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Oh, man, despite what the initial reaction is from Jaguar fans on social media, the season's not over for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know it can feel that way right now, but I think this is going to tell us a lot about the makeup of this football team by the way they respond on Sunday. Do they come out now even more energized to prove that, hey, we're not a one-man show or a one-man playing on both sides of the ball show, that there's other things that we have to offer, that we're a quality football team, that we didn't luck our way into 4 wins earlier this season. Travis Hunter's been a big part of what they've done, but you got to go out there, and every team deals with injuries, and you lose your guy, you got to replace him, and the next man up has to play as well as he can. The next man up's usually not as good as the first man up. That's why he's not the first man up himself. But, Tom, the season's not over, and I think we're going to find out a lot about this team by the way we see them take the field and the energy that they put on the field in the first quarter of this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, I'll just go back to the old school of it's a team game, and it is. And it sucks. I mean, you never want, one of your best players, you don't want any of your players to get hurt, but you never want one of your best guys that especially a young guy that everybody likes and he's on the way up and you can see what kind of player he's going to be and has been. But yeah, definitely a devastating blow. But again, you've got to look, next man, whatever you want to call it. I mean, Diami's got to step up. Brian's got to step up if he can play. Parker's got to step up. The tight end's got to step up. The O-line, let's go get back to protecting that QB, but you haven't done a good job the last couple games. So, yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it brings them together even closer, to show that, hey, man, we're legit. And I'll go back to what Tony said in the first hour. Like, you beat the Raiders and you show that you are a playoff contender in the AFC. You don't beat the Raiders, there's going to be question marks all over the board, whether to what kind of team you actually are.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I don't know if beating the Raiders shows you're a playoff contender.
No, it shows
I think losing to them shows you might not be.
Yeah.
You're probably a pretender. But, I think this is one that you have to win if you're going to be a playoff contender.
You're not going to the playoffs if you can't beat the Raiders.
I would agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But and you're not necessarily going to the playoffs just for beating the Raiders either.
No, for sure.
It is a step in the right direction. And again, this is you're going to learn a lot. This team comes out flat now and lethargic and has 3 points midway through the second quarter. That's not going to be saying a whole lot for the makeup of this football team.
Right, and now we're asking questions as we get ready for this Raiders matchup along those kind of lines, Tommy. When you look at the makeup of this football team as it currently is, we're going to see how they react to all of these things. How do you expect them, based on what you've seen them do through the first 7 games that they played, to react to the news like Travis Hunter's not going to be available? How do you expect the team to react?
That's a great question, Tony, because like at the beginning of the show, I'm questioning where this team is at even before those the injury news to Travis Hunter. What I would expect is that they come out fired up and get back to that nasty play. What did we see the first 5 weeks? We saw an O-line that was getting after it. They were protecting their QB. We saw a D-line getting after it, harassing the quarterback, disrupting. So I expect that. I mean, that's what you're supposed to play the game. That's how you're supposed to play the game. So that's my expectation. What's going to happen? I'll throw a question mark up. I'm hoping that it is what you're saying. Like they come out fired up, more focused, more ready to prove that they are a team that can handle things and move on and be a contender, whatnot. But we got to see it. We got to see it. So my expectations, I don't really know. I don't really know.
Let me ask you this, Tom. Do you think this now puts a little bit of a fight? Because they know more than we do about the severity of this injury. And it may just be something that, he's back in 5 weeks, or it may be something that they know that, you know what, we're going to keep our fingers crossed. We're not going to write it off, but the odds are it's going to be a lot longer than that. We have no idea, but they have a better idea than we do. So does this turn the burner up under James Gladstone to get a deal done to bring in some pass-catching help for this football team? I mean, honestly, let's see Jacoby Myers just flip jerseys right before the game. I mean, come on, walk over here. Even if nothing else, you can sit out today, but you're not going to help them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really. I have not believed that they were going to go out there and trade for a wide receiver.
Either.
No,
up to this point. No, this I think can possibly change that because again, if you win, and let's say worst case scenario. And I don't know that this is the case. I'm making this perfectly clear. But worst case scenario, if Travis Hunter were to be done for the season, do you have enough as an offense to get you where you want to go? I'm not sure that they do. So, another reliable pair of hands coming in could become the top priority now.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, as just looking at them, I want to see how they all respond. I want to see if Brian Thomas responds. Because to answer your question, the way he's playing, no. I mean, you have to go get somebody. You know what I mean? Look, Parker is great in the slot. Diami, he's good when he's out there. But other than that, we don't have any threats, real threats. Maybe Etienne out of the backfield, but that's not a total threat, down the field. So I'm sure he's scouring to look to see who's out there, who's available, but at the same time, they're looking at the guys currently on that roster, currently in the starting lineup, and saying, "Hey, step it up. This is your job. Step it up and get in, and let's get going." So I like to see how Brian Thomas responds, because you got to wonder, guys. And I don't know if this is fact, but did it bother him that Travis was getting all the attention, especially from the beginning? Was that part of it at all? After this massive year he had a year ago, he's, this alpha receiver, he's a Pro Bowler, et cetera, rookie year, and you're like, oh, this guy's going to be unbelievable. And then they go and draft Travis Hunter, and next thing you know, no, he's going to be the best wide receiver. I don't know. If that is the case, Brian's got to work on his mental toughness a little bit, in my opinion. I mean, come on, they're going to bring guys in. You just got to step up and do your job. But does that reignite him? To say, okay, look, nobody wants anybody to get hurt. I don't mean it like that. And I know that Brian Thomas doesn't want his teammate to be hurt. But now that his teammate is hurt, and now the spotlight is going to shift to him if he can make some plays, if he can play, like you said earlier. But these guys, look, you're going to have to turn it up. And by the way, so does the QB. So does the QB. I know the drops are there, but there's also plenty of throws that he can make better. So hopefully this is something where they do come together. They come together as a team and prove why football is the greatest team sport out there.
Yeah, we don't know that is how Brian Thomas reacted to any of that. That's been something that's speculated. But in this environment now, he can say, hey, look, all right, no matter how I felt, it's an opportunity for me to prove my value to this football team. So, all right, we'll come back. Confidence picks, maybe a little more shaky than they were just 20 or so minutes ago. The news of the morning is not good for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Liam Cohen, the head coach, announcing that Travis Hunter will go on injured reserve based on a knee injury he suffered in practice yesterday, a non-contact injury. We don't know the nature of it, the severity of it, only that it's a knee injury that'll place him on IR, which means he has to miss a minimum of 4 games for your Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the facts as of the moment. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for big number 1 Duval Ford. Fantastic service department. Absolutely great selection, unbeatable selection of F-150s, Super Duties, Broncos, you name it. But Ford Mobile Service will come to you as well. The convenience of having Ford come to you at home or at work for oil changes, filters, battery replacement, the ease and no extra cost, no extra fees, same dealership quality delivered right to you. You can stop by and see them yourself on Cassett Avenue. That's big number 1 Duval Ford, online at duvalford.com.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Setting the field on fire with electrifying plays.
What a play! What a play!
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Did you have to go Sports Center on me, though?
Listen for the performance painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Touchdowns are great, but hand-delivered fall flowers, that's the real MVP move. Jacksonville Flower Market can help you be the MVP. Pick up at Beach and Southside or online at jacksonvilleflowermarket.com. Jacksonville Flower Market, where love wins every Sunday.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Business owners, are you tired of getting the runaround from your plumbing or AC vendors? Fire them now and call Duck Duck Rooter. Duck Duck Rooter is the trusted partner for some of the largest commercial companies in Northeast Florida. From a professional accounting office that makes contracts and invoicing seamless to highly skilled field technicians who fix the problems fast, they handle it all. Make the smart move today with Duck Duck Rooter. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Leonard Skinner is coming home, and they're bringing the Stars and Stripes. Celebrate Southern rock and American pride with Leonard Skinner Rocks the Red, White, and Blue. It's a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of our armed forces.
Singing songs about Southland.
Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Tickets on sale now, only at Ticketmaster. Daly'sPlace.com for details. Be there when Skinner rocks for those who serve.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com. Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit HelloSmooth.com for more details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, Tommy Mac, I fear my enthusiasm for the tail of the tape has waned a little bit since the news, but let's roll through it before we get to our confidence picks, because I know you put some work into it, and let's at least go through the head-to-head comparisons, then we'll make our picks for Week 9. Again, the news of the morning, if you're just tuning in to Jaguars Today, it's not good news for the Jaguars. Travis Hunter on injured reserve following a knee injury suffered in practice yesterday. That is what we know. We know he'll miss a minimum of 4 games. Don't know beyond that at this present time, and that's where things stand. So, Tom, we left off. You gave the check mark to the pass catchers, particularly in light of the most recent news to the Las Vegas Raiders. What about the offensive lines?
Yeah, the offensive line's interesting. I mean, look, Colton Miller is on IR for them. He's good left tackle. They've given up, 19 sacks, 38 quarterback hits. Only 3.9 yards a carry on average. Granted, Genti has 4.0 and Mostert has 5.0. You look at the Jags O-line, they've similar in the pass protection, 20 sacks given up, 46 quarterback hits, but they're open and still they're at a 4.7 yards per carry. Of course, Trevor comes into play in that regard. But with that being said, I'm going. It's tough because the O-line hasn't played well the past 2 weeks, but I think they bring it back, and I'm giving a check mark to our Jaguars.
All right, defensive line.
D-line, we're going to rip through this. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Is,
we got stuff to get to here.
D-line is great. So I've got it leaned over to the Raiders. Of course, they've got Max Crosby. They've got a guy named Jonah. I think it's Lauder is how you pronounce it. He's got 4 sacks himself. So does Max Crosby. So I'm going to give the nod to the Raiders on that one. Linebacker, if Lloyd doesn't play, I mean, look, like you said, Devin White's having a great year. Jamal Adams, I don't know. I think he's lost his juice, but he's still making some plays for them. I'm going to call that a push. I'm going to call it. If Lloyd was playing, I'd give it to us, but I think I'm going to
he might play
on this one. And he might play. So I'll give it a push.
Okay. What about secondary?
Secondary, Jeremy Chinn's a good player. He's the second leading tackler. I remember him from Washington last year. Guy I don't know much about, Isaiah Pola-Mao, who's got an interception. But look, at the end of the day, they're very bad on third down at 45%. We're at about 39%. But I'm going to give our secondary the nod on this one. Now, granted, Travis Hunter's out, and he's not part of that, so maybe it leans a little towards a push. But I'll give the check mark still to our secondary.
Yeah, Pola-Mao limited yesterday after a full practice on Wednesday, so he not headed in the right direction. It's not necessarily the end of the world, but we'll see on that one. Special teams.
Special teams, let's see. Their kicker is 11 of 14, 8 of 8 on point after, so he's got that going for him. Daniel Carlson is his name. A.J. Cole, 37.7 net punter. He's been around a long time, decent punter, but I'll take our punter over him. Let's see, Mostert's averaging 27.8 on kickoff returns, and no touchdowns on the punt return. So I'm going to give special teams to us. I think our return game's better, and I'll take our punter over theirs. And Cam Little will just make your kicks, and I'll like you again.
All right, then finally, Pete Carroll versus Liam Cohen in the head coach battle.
Yeah, Pete. Yeah, he's been doing it a long time. He's a successful guy. And we're going to find out, look, everything's been daisy so far, with the Liam Cohen, but we're going to find out how he gets his team to take the field on Sunday. But I'm going with Pete Carroll on that one.
All right, let's take a look at confidence picks for week number 9 in the National Football League. Looking back at last week, Tommy, Dylan had you going 0-12. Is that right? Was it? No, you went. Just kidding. You went 6-6 last week.
I know.
Atlanta on the top line, Cincinnati on the 10-pointer, and Chicago on the 7, and they all came up empty. So 40 points for you. We only had 12 games. Tony and I both went 8-4, and I came up with 54 to Tony's 58. Last week.
Okay.
I started off a little bit better, hit a little skid in the middle, and then rallied at the end, and that's where things fell. Right. And here's where things stand now after 8 weeks. Tony at 78-34 with one push, has 645. I'm at 73-39-1 with 620. And you're at 74-38-1 with 578. Of course, we rank the games in the order of how confident we are the outcome. This week, we've got 13 to pick because we don't do Thursday night football. And so, Tony, you had the most points. Give us your top 3 selections for the week.
Yeah, 13-point line, I'll take the Rams over the Saints. 12-point line, Green Bay over Carolina, and the Chargers over Tennessee on the 11.
All right, I'm going with the Rams as well versus Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints. I'm taking the Chargers on the road against Tennessee, and then I will take Detroit at home against Minnesota worth 11. Tom, what do you got?
Well, it's not what you think it is, but I'm going with you guys. I got the Rams at 13. against New Orleans. At 12, I got Detroit at home against Minnesota. And 11, I've got Green Bay against Carolina at home.
All right, Green Bay against Carolina. Tony, your next three.
On the 10-point line, Detroit over Minnesota. 9-point line, New England over Atlanta. And then Seattle on the road over Washington on the 8th.
All right, I am not changing my selections based on the news of the morning. I'm not moving them around at all. I've got Green Bay on the 10-point line against Carolina. I had Jacksonville versus the Raiders on the 9-point line. I'm going to leave them right there. And I, too, have New England pretty high at home versus Atlanta, worth 8. Tom, your next three.
I swear we're like all kind of circling around each other. I got the Chargers on the road at 10, New England at home against Atlanta at 9, and I got Duval on the road at number 8. There you go.
No Travis Hunter. All right, moving on. Tony, here we go.
On the 7-point line, Dallas over Arizona. 6-point line, San Francisco over the Giants. And on the 5-point line, Chicago over the Bengals.
All right, I've got the same ones at 7 and 6, reverse order. I've got San Fran against the Giants worth 7. I'll have Dallas on Monday Night Football worth 6. And I'll be rooting hard against this pick, but I couldn't put them any lower. I got Indy against Pittsburgh on the 5-point line. Tom, for your next three.
You know, sometimes you got to take a chance, and I'm taking one here. At the 7, I've got Buffalo at home. 6, I'm taking Seattle on the road on Sunday Night Football. And 5, I'm taking the G-Men against San Fran at home.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, San Fran's good, not great team right now. Tony,
well, yeah.
Final 4 picks. Who do you have?
On the 4-point line, Denver over Houston. On the 3-point line, Las Vegas over Jacksonville. On the 2-point line, Buffalo over Kansas City. On the 1-point line, Pittsburgh over Indianapolis.
Did you have Las Vegas before the news of the morning?
No.
Switcheroo.
I did.
All right.
Okay.
I'm my final 4. I had Seattle worth 4. I've got the Chicago Bears worth 3 this week versus Cincy. I have Denver worth 2 against Houston, and I'm taking Buffalo against Kansas City as well. Tom, final 4 for you.
I got Cincy at home against the Bears. I'm taking Indy on the road against Pitt. I'm taking Zona on the road on Monday Night Football at number 2. And I'm taking Denver on the road against Houston as my least confidence pick.
All right, here's what we've got. Tony goes L.A. Rams, Green Bay, L.A. Chargers, Detroit, New England, Seattle, Dallas, San Francisco, Chicago, Denver, Vegas, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh. I'm going Rams, Chargers, Lions, Packers, Jaguars, Patriots, 49ers, Cowboys, Colts, Seahawks, Bears, Broncos, and Bills. And Tom McManus going the L.A. Rams, Detroit, Green Bay, L.A. Chargers, New England, your Jacksonville Jaguars, right in the middle there, Buffalo, Seattle, the New York Giants, Cincinnati, Indy, Arizona, and we've all got Denver far down the list. I feel like I wouldn't bet money on that one. You know, I feel like Houston's defense starting to come on here.
Yeah.
That's all we need is Houston to beat Denver at home this week, Indy to keep their roll going, and the Jags to come up short in Vegas. Again, just bears repeating, if you're just tuning in, Jags will be without Travis Hunter for the next month as he's placed on IR. A minimum of a month. Could be longer. We don't know. But we know it's a minimum of 4 games that he'll miss with a knee injury that he suffered in practice yesterday, non-contact, which is
terrifying.
Never good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, your mind races ahead to the worst case scenario and timelines to return to play. I mean, you know, you look at guys that get hurt during the, you know, all totaled.
Yeah.
Takes him about a year to get back on the field,
right,
playing in game shape if you tear an ACL, for instance.
Look, I know if there was a player practicing somewhere else in the National Football League yesterday that popped up on the injury report and they said non-contact knee injury, I'm like,
we'd be like,
they're done.
Yeah, he blew out his knee and he's done for the year.
Right? Like, that's the assumption you kind of make in your mind. It's hard not to make it just because it was here. Right.
Right. We hope it's not the case, and we don't know that that's the case.
Right.
And we wouldn't necessarily be right, but you're right. That's how we react to it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and if we get that news, we'll react to that when we get it.
For sure.
In the short term, a lot of guys need to take a look in the mirror and step up and say, am I doing enough for this football team to win games? So why don't we put them kind of on the hot seat? We'll do some keys to victory when we return. And they may have shifted a little bit in the wake of this news with no Travis Hunter. So ostensibly your number one wide receiver, one of your most important defensive backs, not available for your Jacksonville Jaguars. So the beauty is 2 guys in one roster spot, but when that guy goes down, now you need 2 guys to replace that guy's contributions to the football team, and that's the position the Jags find themselves in this morning heading into Week 9. Tom McManus live at Circa Resort and Casino in Vegas. The rest of us back here in Jacksonville. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
It's a powerhouse showdown between 8-1 teams. The Bulldogs end the regular season in Lake City against the Tigers. Bulls, Columbia, Friday at 7:30 on 1010 AM.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving? Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, ProMasters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community-focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
The time to buy an emergency generator is before you need it, not when you're sitting in the dark. Storms happen in a hurry in Florida, so be prepared. Protect your family and property with American Electrical Contracting. Call them today, 737-7770.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. I just upgraded my home with fantastic floors, and the experience was incredible. Rusty and the team brought the showroom to me with their at-home consultation. The whole process was simple, the installation was top-notch, and the results, absolutely fantastic. Take it from me. Don't wait. Visit fanfloors.com and schedule your at-home consultation today. Fantastic Floors, where every step is fantastic.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at eloquist.com or call 1-855-ELOQUIS.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, 8 for 101 and a touchdown on 14 targets. I'm just going to keep staring at that stat line on what might still be for Travis Hunter at some point in the future for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But a season that, as much as anything, for this coaching staff and front office was built around his acquisition.
No doubt.
Now takes a major gut punch as we find out Travis Hunter goes on injured reserve with a knee injury, 4 games minimum that he will miss. Yep. So,
just a shame.
It is
a shame, man. Listen, it can be a cruel game. We all know it. And in practice, just so awful. I mean, you don't want to get hurt anytime, but in practice, non-contact.
Tough. I have no idea if this is. It just may just be the current state of affairs out there. You can hear a pin drop at 1010XL. Usually you're around here and you can hear. First of all, we need better soundproofing. You can hear the studio right through the wall, but usually it's like a little bustling beehive of activity, and right now
especially on a Friday,
nothing.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
And for everyone who was been watching the show on YouTube, they saw it, right? Like when the news hit our ears that this is what we were about to have to announce, you could see the energy from both of us. It was just like, are you serious? Right? And it's not like we've been able to pick ourselves up for the last hour since we've known. Right, like the whole show, the rest of it's been, what do they do now? Right, like that's where you're left in your own head, trying to figure out exactly what this is going to look like. Look, Cohen has to figure out what it looks like on Sunday without Travis Hunter, right, being available to play either side of the football for him. I don't even know what that's going to look like for this football team necessarily, but yeah, the energy certainly out of the room.
Once again, this is from Mike DeRocco, his write-up there. Liam Cohen said today that Hunter suffered a non-contact injury. The Jags were, quote, still assessing whether he'll be able to play again this season. That I don't know, Cohen said, adding that it's, quote, a minor setback for a major comeback. Yeah, save that bumper sticker for somewhere in the future, buddy, because I ain't buying. I don't. You got to spin positivity. I get it, but
we can revisit that in March.
Yeah, let's hopefully revisit it in late November.
I would hope.
Right. I mean, that would be the phenomenal outcome here, but not looking good. All right, Tom, hang on to your thoughts. We'll get the keys to victory coming up. Tony's going to take us around the league.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Miami and their general manager, Chris Greer, have mutually agreed to part ways, whatever that means in NFL lingo. Houston wide receivers Nico Collins and Christian Kirk were both full practice participants yesterday. Arizona is reportedly preparing as if Kyler Murray, who has missed their last 2 games, will start on Monday Night Football. But head coach Jonathan Gannon did say that Murray will have to get, quote, fully healthy, end quote, to be able to play this week. Los Angeles Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua got in a full practice yesterday, told the media that he expects to be able to go this week. And Denver wide receiver Marvin Mims Jr. did not practice yesterday due to a concussion with the Broncos.
All right. There you go. I mean, just
small potatoes.
I'm not going to be in a good mood the rest of the weekend until and unless the Jaguars win. And look, again, let's be very clear. Go win this football game.
Yeah.
Okay? Teams deal with injuries. Teams lose their starting quarterbacks. They lose all kinds of starters and still find a way to overcome. So go beat a team and then reassess where you are. And then, you beat Houston. You held Houston to 10 points earlier this season. Go do it again. And we'll worry about them next week. Tom, give us a key to victory for the Jacksonville Jaguars this week.
Brian Thomas Jr. stepping the you-know-what up. Step up, catch the rock, lead the wide receiving room for once this year, and show them why you were a first-round pick. Even more so now, you got to step it up because this team needs you. So hopefully he can play. Hopefully he's ready. And hopefully they can feed him the rock a little bit, but he's got to step up, in my opinion.
Tone?
I wish we all had the energy to dive into this more deeply, but it feels like, again, it's just been sucked out of it. But what are the answers against Brock Bowers? Right, and I think, Tommy, from that perspective, we're all questioning exactly what that's going to look like from their coverage plan with Brock Bowers. But I do think the first point on that has to be no free releases for Brock. Beat him up every time he comes off the line. He's coming off a few weeks where he hadn't even been available to play because of an injury that he's been dealing with. Beat him up when he's coming off the line whenever you have the opportunity to. No free releases for Brock Bowers this week.
All right, for me, this is and this touchy-feely as can be, and this was not going to be one of my keys to victory, but how do you emotionally respond early in this football game? Are you flat? Are you lethargic? Are the Jags going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out in their first 3 drives? Are we letting the Raiders have time-consuming drives, even if they result in field goals, whatever the case? Or do you look like you're coming out there with a fire lit under your ass to prove that you're the better team, Travis Hunter or no Travis Hunter? Yeah. And I want to see – the first 5 minutes of this game is going to tell me a lot about this football team on Sunday, and I hope they respond the proper way. Tom, give us another one.
Yeah, feeding off of you there, Demps. How about we win the line of scrimmage like we were winning it prior to the last 2 weeks? So win the line of scrimmage, get back to that physical play on both sides, offensive, defensive line, and take control of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, to a point, I agree with you to such a degree, Mike, that I would say the X factor in this game for the Jaguars is Liam Cohen and what he does to get them ready emotionally and mentally to play this game with what they're dealing with the Hunter thing. And I would add, just as kind of the another key for the game, get the turnovers going again. Right? This is a football team that relied on that so much. The Raiders have had multiple committed turnovers in 3 of their 7 games this year. They've only played 1 game clean from that department so far this season. So much of the Jaguars' early success depended on them being able to take the ball away. They have to get back into that kind of habit if they're going to beat the Raiders Sunday.
Right. Well, and you're playing a quarterback who's given it away 10 times, right? 10 interceptions. So I think that is absolutely key. And the way that you get those turnovers is to create pressure, and not just pressure, hit him. And not just hit him, get him on the ground. Tom, you mentioned it, 8 sacks, far too few for this Jacksonville Jaguar team. Josh Hines-Allen, you're another guy. We're focusing on Brian Thomas because he plays the same position as Travis Hunter. Josh Hines-Allen, you're a pretty highly paid, highly thought-of player on this team as well. You're still within striking distance of the Jaguars' all-time career sack record. You've been there, though, for 2 months. Let's get after it, and let's get Geno Smith on the ground a couple of times from Josh Hines-Allen and several more from the others this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I'm going to flip it around to the other side. Don't let Max Crosby ruin your day, because he can.
No doubt.
He can very easily. And I'm looking at both tackles, Anton and Walker Little, and they got to get it done, man. They got to make sure Max Crosby does not take over this game, because if he does, we won't win.
I know, Tommy, you mentioned Brian Thomas Jr. I'll say the other offensive name that we've talked about this morning that becomes even a bigger factor in this game with Hunter not being available. Let's get ETN going. Right, and it feels like it's even more important for this football team to be able to dictate what they want to be able to do on offense this week, and that's going to be relying on ETN early and often in this football game. So they have got to get back to the running game they had early on in this season if they're going to get on any kind of roll for the last 10 games this year. But certainly just to get themselves back to having any kind of edge in this game, I think they have to have something like that early.
All right, I'll give one more before we hit the break here. And in addition to the enthusiasm, the execution, man, enough with the stupidity. Stop being a stupid football team, right? I mean, now like your margin for error is getting wiped out, right? When you take a guy like that out of your offense and defense. So these pre-snap penalties, lining up incorrectly, not getting the play in on time, not getting the snap off on time, having to call timeouts late in the play clock, but not in an ideal time in terms of the game clock. Just these silly mistakes that are self-inflicted over and over. And I know you said early, Tom, don't want to hear about self-inflicted. The way to not hear about it is to eliminate it. Or, look, everyone's going to make a few mental errors, but you can't be double digits on the penalties every single week. And, you see the numbers coming out this week. They're starting a first and down on average. They have more than 10 yards to go, this team, because they're backing themselves up and putting themselves in negative positions. So, got to be a lot better on that front as well. All right, Travis Hunter to injured reserve. Tom McManus in Vegas. It's a busy morning around these parts. We'll come back with some final thoughts from Tommy. He's got another 2 hours to go with Helmets and Heels later on this afternoon, live from Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Hi, I'm John Haney from Clearwater Gutters and Drainage. After heavy rains, the problems are obvious. Mulch blown out of your beds, water standing around your foundation, and that fancy new crater back behind your bushes. Let Clearwater Seamless Gutters help you solve the problem spots.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters. And drainage, too.
Find out more at clearwaterjacks.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You don't need to bet everything on a Hail Mary. Just find a ride in your budget. Because Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we have the perfect place during the Kia Fall Savings event, like a new Kia payment free for a full 90 days. Or take advantage of financing rates as low as 0%. It's always a touchdown when you shop the best deals in town. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
It's your boy, Big Sirs, all-pro lineman and your lemon pepper guy. Nothing screams game day like Wingstop. But get this, every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop special deals. Order a 100-piece wing pack online at wingstop.com or the Wingstop app using promo code JAX20 and get $20 off. That's right, carry out or delivery. It's your call. Use online promo code JAX20 for $20 off a 100-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day order this weekend with Wingstop.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Strap in, Duval. The Jaguars are gearing up to face the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday, November 16th for our annual Salute to Service game. Join us as we honor and celebrate the brave men and women of our military all game long. Secure your seats now and be a part of the action by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. Let's stand together, Duval.
Hear the Florida Gators all season on 1010XL. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. The law firm of Farah and Farah and Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Go Gators!
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all of your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles too. This is High Flying Jacko. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Pickett here. Celebrate the spooky season with Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139, plus a free haul, and take 15% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise and towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Tom McManus, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
Man, I don't know what to compare it to, Tony. Just sense of doom and gloom for me personally. Like, I doesn't mean the season's over. I'm picking them to win this weekend, but damn, this is just such devastating news. Even if it's on the more positive end and it's only a 4-week absence, Travis Hunter going on IR is about the worst thing you could have heard from a Jacksonville Jaguar perspective for a lot of people. And that would include, look, it'd probably be worse to have your quarterback go on IR because I think the drop off there. Like, I think Parker Washington is going to be the guy who ultimately steps up here. That we want Brian Thomas to do that, and I hope he does and get back. But he's not going to all of a sudden, I don't think, start, throwing his body around over the middle of the field and making these, tightly contested catches. Parker Washington's always been willing to do that. He got 10 targets in the London game. I think this is going to be pretty commonplace going forward. I think you're going to see arguably Parker Washington become the number one wide receiver on this team in terms of productivity. I'm not saying necessarily how teams will defend them and things like that, because BTJ brings some issues for defenses that they have to deal with. But I think Parker Washington will be the one whose productivity steps up the most to fill this gap.
Yeah, I mean, look. As a QB, you're going to go to the guys that are catching the rock that you feel comfortable with. I want to see a little reignited relationship with De'Ami Brown. Like, he was looking really good in the offseason and in preseason and throughout camp. So maybe he can, bring something to the table as well. How about ETN out in the backfield a little bit more, not just screens? Get him into some routes and really put some pressure on that safety or linebacker that's trying to cover him. So you're going to have to get a little creative. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, you still got Brian Thomas, you got De'Ami, you got Parker, you got your tight ends, and you got your backs. You don't have Travis Hunter, which sucks. But like we always say, it's a great team game, and the other players, including the line, including the quarterback, including everybody, Josh Hines Allen included, all got to step up to replace Travis Hunter, at least hopefully for only a short period of time.
I know a couple weeks ago when they were getting ready to play that Seattle game, after the Monday night game against Kansas City, getting ready for kickoff that day, like being out in the building that day as they were getting ready to kick that off, I was like, man, I hope their energy doesn't match mine. Because I had no enthusiasm for that game when it was kicking off. And then they go on the field, and that's the way they looked, right? And I'm kind of having another one of those moments, Demps. It's like, I hope their energy doesn't match mine.
That's what I say. It's the number one key to me to this.
Right.
And maybe, look, they have had a couple of days. They were out there at practice. They know they're professionals. Look, Tom, you've been on teams that have lost key players before, and you've overcome. And you just have to find a way to do it. You're professional athletes. And I know it's devastating, but I think the more devastating thing is because he is coming off the game in which they threw it to him 14 times.
Looked
and
like
he
it was
produced.
happening.
And
Yeah.
and it was like we saw the shift in real time, and now that is taken away from you, at least for now.
Yeah, you saw what the potential was, and they finally looked like they figured it out. And on defense, I thought he was doing a really good job in press coverage. So, yeah, devastating loss. There's no doubt. We're going to have to lick our wounds a little bit. And, hey, listen, when you're an injured cat, they get really ferocious, So hopefully that's the case.
An injured
Well, if you want your identity to be a running football team, it's time to make that your identity, right? Like, if you want that to be who you are, then that better be who you are.
All right, I'm taking Jags 16-10, Tommy. What do you got?
Oh, no, I'm going 24. What do I have? 24-18.
24-18. What do you have him at 48 before the Travis Hunter injury, or
24-19? No.
Okay.
No.
24-19. 24-19. I'm going 16-10.
Can't believe y'all made me go last. Raiders 17-13.
I mean, we were trying to hope you'd come to your senses over there. 17-13.
Let's ruin Geno Smith's day. Can we?
Let's.
I would love it.
Day, and then we can have a shot at winning this.
Let's ruin all their days out there.
That's right.
And all right, so Tom, before we say goodbye to you, what's coming up with Helmets and Heels today?
Yeah, so we'll be on the stadium deck at a cabana at 11 o'clock Las Vegas time. We'll do that, of course, for the 2 hours, and I'm sure we'll be heavily talking about the Travis Hunter news and everything going on in pro football, Jags, and college ball. And then we've got a little huddle up, what we're calling a little happy hour, if you will, at 6 o'clock at the overhang bar inside the resort and casino, overlooking that awesome sportsbook video that I showed you online earlier today. So busy day today. We're going to have a lot of fun.
All right, man. Have a great rest of your time out there. Safe travels back, and come home with a W for the Jags,
Let's
please.
do it, man. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate you.
Have a good weekend. There goes Tommy Mack as XL Primetime downtown for the Florida-Georgia luncheon. Let's welcome in Leon Searcy.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Leon, good morning still technically. I don't know how much you guys were planning on talking Jags today, but all of a sudden we've got a big shadow hanging over the organization and the team with the news that Travis Hunter went on IR and will miss at least 4 weeks. So pretty devastating for the Jags.
Yeah, it is. It's devastating, but it just depends on how you handle it. I mean, like what Tommy Mack was saying, next guy up, guys got to step up. I mean, injuries happen in the NFL. It takes a toll on the body, and just unfortunate for Travis Hunter. But this team still got to go. You got to go on the road on the West Coast and win a game. I mean, I agree with what Tony was talking about, the energy. You got to shake that off. It's more important right now that you win a football game and you take care of Travis Hunter when you can.
Understood. All right, what's coming up today on Primetime?
Well, we're going to definitely talk about that for sure. But Matt and Joe are interviewing guys who made the Hall of Fame at the Florida, Georgia, or Georgia, Florida, however you want to call it. So we got that going on, and just talking ball.
All right, man. We'll be listening. Leon, have a great show and a great time out there today.
Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. There you go. XL Primetime coming your way for the next couple hours. And back to Vegas with Helmets and Heels with Tom McManus, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl. Well, that'll do it for us for today.
Happy Halloween indeed. Huh?
Man, we got a trick, not a treat today. That's for sure. So, hey, look, Jags, go out there, root your team on, and hopefully they'll come back and be 5-3. That's all they can do now is play without Travis Hunter for as long as it takes. There's still a lot of season to be played. They're still above 500. They're still right there in the playoff picture. Go find a way to beat a team that's very beatable, even without Travis Hunter, and then we'll assess versus the Texans next week, and we'll move on from there. But get this one. You lose this one, the math is going to start hurting you in a big, big way.
No doubt.
All right, that'll do it for us. For Dylan Denmark, Tony Smith, I'm Mike Dempsey. Tony and I will talk to you on Sunday on game day, and good luck to Bowles tonight, Tone, and that's going to do it for us, Jaguar fans. Hang in there. We're all in it together as Travis Hunter goes on injured reserve. More on that and more coming up on XL Primetime next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the